Welcome. In this video, I will simplify and demystify the concept of net present value. Imagine I have a business manufacturing musical instruments by hand. I've got several employees, and the bottleneck stage of production is carving out the inlay patterns. This is manual, precision work, and it takes the most amount of time when I'm creating my musical instruments. Right now, my demand is greater than my capacity because I have a 6-month waiting list to purchase my musical instruments. So I'm thinking of investing in a CNC machine, computer numeric control. This is going to automate the carving process of the inlay patterns. This is going to save time and allow me to produce more instruments per day. I need to make a decision, should I buy this machine or not? And we will use the tool of net present value to help us make this decision from the financial point of view. Let's now dive into NPV. Let's look at the numbers. The machine will cost me $80,000. However, it will also increase my annual contribution by $35,000 a year. Remember, contribution is my revenue minus my variable cost. Now, let's imagine I've got some increased fixed costs from this machine because now I have to maintain it. Let's now make a simplifying assumption. Let's imagine the machine is good for 4 years, and at the end of 4 years, I can sell that machine for, let's say, $5,000. And lastly, as the business owner, I have a 10% required return on my investments. If I weren't investing in this machine, I would be earning 10%. That's also known as our cost of capital. Now that we have the numbers, let's jump into a spreadsheet and make quick work of net present value. I'm in my spreadsheet, and the next step is to lay out my cash flows in columns that express years. And it's going to work like this. The duration of my project is 4 calendar years because that's how long this machine will last. And I've expressed them here as a timeline, years 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, we are going to use columns to express the year number, but shortly we're going to run into a problem because we need to distinguish between the beginning and the end of a year. So if we assume things are happening, now we are going to run into a problem in a moment. If we designate one column for each calendar year, well, soon we'll need to distinguish between the beginning and the end of a year. So if something happens at the beginning of a year, for example, the beginning of year 3, we would represent that in the same column as the end of year 2. But if something's happening at the beginning of year 1, we're going to tack on an imaginary year 0 to represent the beginning of year 1 or time 1. So I'm going to make an extra column labeled with 0 to show the beginning of year 1. So the first column in my spreadsheet will be time, in this case, year numbers. So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The next line will be my net cash flow, my net incremental cash flow. Because these are simple numbers, I will just show each cell as a net cash flow. If it were a bit more complex, I could use the rows above to work out the positive and negative cash flows. So in year 0, I'll spend $80,000 on that machine. In years 1 to 4, I'm going to earn that $35,000 of extra contribution from making my units faster, selling more of them. However, I've got to pay a new fixed cost, so I'm going to take off subtracting that $2,000 per year. I can copy that to my 4 years. And then in year 4, we have this residual value. We're going to get back the $5,000. The depreciated machine will sell it. So let's add $5,000 to that. This is the first step in a net present value calculation, getting the net cash flow. Right away, I can see this project is going to pay back after 2 years and change, because by the end of year 3, we will have earned 99, 33 times 3, but we only spent 80. So that's nice to know. It pays back in 2 years and some months. However, that payback period does not give me a clear yes/no answer. I need to understand if this project will make me wealthier, given the fact I have a cost of capital of 10%, that I earn 10% on my investments. So these cash flows need to beat that 10%. The next step is where net present value gets a little tricky. Here we're going to apply the principle of discounting. Well, what's that all about? Let me show you. We said that my cost of capital is 10%. So if I were to earn that 10% on $1, in 1 year's time, I would have $1.10 sitting in the bank. Now, assuming that those earnings are reinvested, by the end of year 2, I'll have $1.21 in the bank. Remember, this 1.1 is 100% plus 10%. So guys, that's compounding, and you know how we're doing this. So I could also do $1 multiplied by 1.1 to the power of 2, and that's equal to 1.21. Also known as the future value of money. However, I'm interested in the present value of money. I want to answer the question, in 1 year's time, I would like $1 sitting in the bank. At a 10% interest rate, how much would I deposit now? So my investment is equal to $1. So now we're dividing the 1 by the 1.1, and we get 0.909. That is known as the present value. So the present value of $1 in 1 year's time is 90.9 cents. And we can use the same principle we used before. If I wanted to leave my investment compounding for 2 years, well, then I could take the 0.909, and if I divide that by the 1.1, I'll get 0.826. So I'm discounting now. I'm trying to understand what's the present value of $1 in 2 years' time. Well, it's worth to me today 82 cents, 82.6 cents, because that would compound up twice, hitting $1. Let's go back into our spreadsheet and now apply the concept of discounting so we can look at the impact of the time value of money. I'm going to make a new column called discount factor, and we're using 10% as our cost of capital. So I can ask the question, the value of $1 today is simply $1. But if you were to make me wait 1 year, it would be equal to the 1 divided by 1.1. There's that 909. And again, if you were to make me wait 2 years for that $1, I would divide by the 1.1 again. And guys, I'm building up the discount factor. Let me drop off some of those zeros to make it a bit clearer. What we're saying is that $1 in 4 years' time is only worth $0.683 today. So we're going to show the future cash flows as being less valuable to me today than the nearer cash flows. So my next step now is to do a discounted cash flow line. And I will simply multiply the cash flow by the discount factor. And drum roll, please. The final step is to add those discounted cash flows together, and we have the net present value, the present value of each year all added together. And that will be equal to the sum of the discounted cash flow from each year. And guys, we have a 28,000 net present value. That number is positive. That tells me I will be wealthier by $28,000 if I invest in this CNC machine than I would be if I had just left that money in the bank earning the 10%. So yes, I should invest in the CNC machine from a financial perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, that's net present value in a nutshell. I hope this video demystified the topic for you.